Ha! We are back, segment 3. I don't disagree. That is the redoubtable one, the Law Dog. I love these two guys. I don't see them enough. We do this every night, but they both wouldn't allow me to do it. The thing is, it is segment 3 as a freestyle Friday. You know, we didn't talk about the weather the last couple of days. It's been kind of dreary.
Yeah.
Rainy and kind of spitting at you and wind, a little with the wind. It's
After
like
80 last week? This is
it's like, what the fuck? What a tease. We got tease.
It's coming back.
We got tease.
It's coming back.
Virginia, though.
Yeah, but don't worry, that's New England. New England does this shit, not Virginia. Yeah. The first year we were here, now to be fair, this was an extreme too in the other direction. The first year we were here, April 1, it was 90 degrees. There was no fucking spring.
What was the first year?
2017.
Oh, yeah. It was like
remember that? We had no spring. It was our first year. Not even first year.
4 years.
We moved in. We moved in August of 2016, basically. 2017 rather. So it was 2018. 2017 was the summer we got here. 2018 was that April, that first April.
Where you moved into this house.
Yeah, we were been here for 8 months or so, 6 months.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, April 1st, it like literally 90.
Yeah.
There was no fucking spring. It was like, holy fuck. And we were all excited, like, is this how it's going to be?
Yeah.
It's never been like that since. It's been more like New England, but not as bad.
It gets like that, obviously, in July and August.
Not as extreme as in New England. It hasn't snowed, because it still snows up in New England in April. It still can.
It just snowed this week in Michigan.
I'm saying it snowed on my birthday in Massachusetts on April 29th, and we got 14 inches of snow. And you know why that fucking happened?
Wow.
Because my birthday gift when you're 10 years old, when you and I are growing, I'm a little older than him.
Yeah.
I got a 13 speed bike.
Yeah, I was gonna say it had to be a bike because you couldn't ride it in snow.
I was so fucking psyched. 14 inches of snow the next fucking day.
Oh my
I get
God.
the gift that night in the box, take it out, build my dad and I build it.
Yeah.
Fucking can't wait. The next morning, bang, blizzard.
Man.
It's like, only in fucking that does not happen here. I mean, we've had this, but it was raining. It was in the low 50s, a little windy, kind of spitting at you, which probably made me jonesing for the gummy and the cocktails even more because there was nothing to do.
Yeah.
You couldn't go outside. You couldn't do. I mean, I got to mow the front lawn early in the week. Actually, I got the power siding done in my house. That looked pretty good. I got that all done. But then the rain came. Like now you're stuck.
Yeah. Yep.
And when you're stuck inside and you're unemployed, you're like, it is Friday. It was like
substances.
420 is coming, right? And the thing is,
it's hot Easter,
I knew
right?
I was thank God. You know, I owe you a bit of thanks. I'm glad because by the way, this happened tonight, not tomorrow, because really he kind of pushed it. I don't know if I could have waited another 24 hours.
Yeah, it's good that we.
I needed to unwind.
Yeah.
I needed to find Yoda and Joe Boo and Pipey and everybody in between tonight. I had a couple of cocktails. I had lost it after watching what Donald Trump did this week. I lost it. I thought every time I think this man can't sink any lower, it's like he's like, wait, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? And by the way, if
the explanations and excuses
are even worse.
It makes it worse.
The cover-up is even worse than the crime. He crashed the fucking stock market. He didn't crash the U.S. economy. He crashed the global economy. And
it brought it back to take credit for putting it back.
Then when he pulls it back
so that he could buy low.
Yeah, right. All his buddies could buy
low.
By the way, this fucking donkey posted on his goddamn Instagram, whatever the fuck it is, page, hey, today's a good day to buy.
Yeah.
That's called insider trading, America. Okay, that's jail time.
And then his ball washers are going, well, Donald J. Trump, you know, I'd listen to him. If he's telling you to buy, he knows the market.
It's illegal. You're all going to jail.
Yeah. Which is crazy. He has that much influence.
It's unbelievable.
You know what I mean?
But this is the thing. He bit off more than he can chew because what he doesn't know, and this is why he pulled back, the real reason why he pulled back on these tariffs, it wasn't that, is because the people that owned the bonds and the investors told him to knock it the fuck off right now because they were going, this was the Titanic. It was going down. In the world, it was going down. And the U.S. bond, what stopped him in his tracks on Wednesday was not that. It was the fact that when the safest thing to invest in this planet is U.S. bonds. They have the strongest fucking in terms of reliability. They were selling those. Japan started dropping them. When Japan, who was our biggest owner in terms of debt, is dropping our most reliable currency in the world, the U.S. bond, there's a problem. Okay? There's a problem so fucking big that he does this. Oh, you know, now I'm going to slap 145 on China, who, by the way, controls the other half of that debt. Mr. Joel. Oh, $750 billion doesn't matter. $750 billion doesn't matter. This isn't 750,000, Joel. This is 750 billion. billion.
Basically
Okay.
a trillion.
Yeah. It's like, what the hell are you talking about, Joel? It doesn't matter. Nobody cares about that. No idiots care about
$billion.
that. But this is why he slapped that on China to save face. And by the way, China owns the other half of that debt. So is he really saving face? Well, if you do your research, Joe, you'd be like, no, he's fucked. We're fucked. We are fucked. Okay, because here's the thing. And by the way, well, he's waiting for China to make a call. China's going, what? Why would we call you? We're gonna. Here's the thing about what Donald Trump doesn't understand, and all his idiots don't understand about politics. China doesn't have the same political system that we have, so that guy's not going to get any blowback from anybody.
Yeah.
But Donald Trump is going to get one right at the keister from his racist fucking bigot friends and everybody else, fucking those toothless goobers, because the gas and grocery prices are going to go up along with everything else. Because I don't know if you understand this, but if you look on the back of your label of your clothes, I'll bet one of you, it says "Made in China."
Now look at the
You
back.
pull up the
Look at the
shoes,
back of your MAGA hat.
the MAGA hat,
MAGA
made in
shirt.
China. You pick it, take off a shoe. There's a 90% chance it's coming from China.
Have you seen the clips of Dropkick Murphys
No.
at their concert?
No.
Right? There's this clip, and there's a couple of assholes in the crowd
Wearing MAGA hats.
holding
I feel like I've seen something like
big
this.
Trump heads.
Yeah.
Like-
And then other guys wearing full MAGA gear. So he kind of stops the show and he goes, "Look," he goes, we are the most anti-Trump band you can find.
Yeah.
But I also believe in free speech. So, as big of an idiot as you are, I welcome you here."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he goes,
But he tries to trade him something,
well, then
right?
he goes, "But I'll make you a deal." He goes, "Take your shirt off and look at the tag on it."
Yeah.
And the guy takes it up and he goes, "What does it say? Made where?" And he goes, "And if it's made here, keep it on." He goes, "Otherwise, I'll give you some
Free
Dropkick
merch or
Murphy
something. Yeah,
stuff
I did see
that
that.
is made in
It was cool.
America."
Yeah.
And the guy takes it off and he's like, "Where's it from? China?" And he's like, "Nicaragua." And he's like, "Nicaragua!"
Yeah.
So the guy actually takes his MAGA shirt off and puts the Dropkick Murphy.
That's
shirt
awesome.
on.
That's
And he's
awesome.
like, "Thanks for being a good sport."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and he's like,
That was
and
cool.
he's like,
I did
"So,
see that.
While I hate Trump, I am in favor of free speech because this is still America."
It's still America.
It's a great.
But
it's a
Yeah.
great.
The problem is Donald Trump is not in favor of
No, he's
free
not.
speech because he's going after, okay, judge anybody that disagrees with him. By the way, he has the department. He's trying to weaponize the Department of Justice to go after two guys that were against him 5 years ago that broke no laws. There's no.
All they did was say the election wasn't
rigged.
Yeah.
The guy he hired to do the research on it did the research. Came back, it wasn't rigged. Now he wants to go after him legally. What?
This is why
It's petty.
No
It's-
matter.
it's-
and this is
pathetic.
why no matter what you think, Republican, Democrat policy, whatever.
This is so stupid.
The fact that this guy could legitimately become a dictator,
Which is why I voted.
is why we can't support him.
Yep.
Whether you think Democrats are going to spend too much or you think they're too woke, they're not going to become dictators.
They're no threat
Yeah.
to the democracy.
Right.
You're not going to lose your rights. There's a
can't
guy
let somebody
right now
like this do
who was
that.
illegally taken out of here, and not only did the federal courts, the Supreme Court ordered Donald Trump to facilitate a return, and that was 3 days ago, and nothing's happened. They deported him illegally because there's no due process with this stupid ICE gang, this bullshit, and they're not the only ones they only got.
It happened in Virginia.
It happened in Virginia.
Did you see where they had this press conference that they busted the East Coast head of MS-13, and now they've dropped the case on the guy. So either you just let one of the worst criminals in our country go, or you're full of shit the first time.
Well, we all know it's the first.
It's
Well,
like-
not we. Not
Well,
we.
no, but you never
the people that
know.
didn't vote for
Yeah.
Donald
Because
Trump.
what they could be doing is dropping the charges so they can just try to deport him.
Yep.
Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Look at
What
the-
they're so full of shit.
As I body slammed Joel for I don't know how many times this week when we talked about the majority won. I was like, no, actually the majority, 36%, stayed home and didn't vote at all.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And I said, I wonder, Joel, if I polled that 36% today, what they would vote. I really wonder. I really wonder.
Your best one was when Joel was calling Massachusetts.
He went after Boston,
Yeah, he was calling it stupid.
Fatal
using,
mistake.
Using the
the most educated state in this country. No,
He was saying that
Harvard,
Massachusetts
MIT.
was so dumb because, they basically had a problem with ICE, basically vanishing a guy in the middle of a trial.
In the middle of a trial.
Yep. Yeah.
So
He was on trial.
So
Yeah.
he was saying that Boston is stupid. This guy doesn't deserve due process. He's an illegal alien, and or he was just saying they were stupid. Then RJ comes back and he goes, he doesn't deserve due process. He doesn't deserve the right to a trial. And then Joel comes back and he's like, why should U.S. taxpayers pay for an illegal immigrant's due process? That's not how it works. They don't have right to that. And then he posts all these things
amendments.
from the Constitution saying
The 5th and 14th Amendments.
Funny,
they don't
anyone in the country.
Yeah.
And that's when I posted the GIF of Hulk kicking a guy in the face.
But it didn't end there. It didn't end there because Joel will never admit he's wrong. He tried to double down again. And then I came back with, he goes, no, hold on. That's just a state law. I'm like, actually, it's not a state law. It's an amendment.
Yeah.
And an amendment is federal law, Joel. And that's when he comes back.
That's when I came back with Savage off the top rope.
With the fucking elbow.
Oh, yeah. And Joel said Joel was ghosted for 12 hours. Eric goes on and goes, damn. In terms of internet or of chat room beatdowns, that has to be the greatest knockout punch, maybe.
I mean, that was a good one.
That may have been the greatest. That was the Rocky Marciano Ali knockout punch.
Oh.
Because Joel was done for about half a day. And then when he came back, he never addressed it. He just went to the next topic. And I'm like, wow, you can't, even when the whole world sees it, you can't acknowledge you lost. Calling Massachusetts stupid. I'm like, because what the judge did was, first he found out what happened. ISIS just snatches him up in the middle of a trial. By the way, he was on trial.
Yep.
For having potentially given wrong information on his driver's license application.
Oh, right. I remember this guy.
So
I remember seeing it.
That makes him a gang member?
Yeah. Yeah.
That could be you put the wrong, like when you moved. I've actually made this mistake before.
Yeah.
When I was like in my 30s or whatever, I accidentally put an address on that was, I moved again.
Yeah.
I put the previous one, I just forgot. It was an honest mistake.
Yeah.
It could be something so simple as that, but we'll never know because
Or he could be a gang member. But either way.
We don't know. We don't even know. He's out on trial. Let's find out. They rip him out in the middle of it, and he's accused of being a gang accused. There's no fucking proof. They drag him away. So the judge is like, what? So he puts them in contempt, and then he throws the case out. Mm-hmm. And that's when Joel goes, yeah, Massachusetts is stupid and weak. And I'm like, did you actually read the fucking article, you dumbass?
Actually, he said Massachusetts is retarded because he's trying to get a rise out of me because he knows I'm woke.
Yep.
And I don't use that word.
But before Tom could respond,
but it's just like
RJ came out of the corner and went BAM!
Yeah. But why,
and then Tom goes,
why
knock the fuck out.
What?
Why is Joel like that?
Because he can't admit he's wrong.
Well, it goes deep. I don't want to air his dirty laundry.
No.
Okay.
Joel has not always been on that side of the table.
Gotcha.
But apparently there was a sleeping giant with him, and he's fallen victim to the bullshit that is spread by the right.
Oh my God! It's
it's terrible.
It's
too much nonsense.
It preys on people's disenfranchisement and personal experiences that may have swayed a certain way, and makes you think the wrong people are the ones fucking up your life. And then you go, Trump is the answer. I don't know how that shit happens.
Yeah,
but it's happened to
a lot of them. Yeah,
54% of adults in this country read at a 5th grade level or lower. It has always been easy. If you didn't flunk history, you know this, to manipulate the uneducated. 54% reads at a 5th grade level. 60% reads 6th grade level or below. 60%. So if you're Donald Trump, and you want to win an election when people, and all you got to do is flare. Well, the prices are going up. Then he gets in office and goes, well, I really can't affect those. He told everybody it was Biden's fault. And then when he answered the one time he was questioned, he goes, well, once they're there, I really can't change them. And I'm like, this is what he ran people out on Biden. He's raising the prices. And then he goes, I can't control it.
Yeah.
So if you can't control it, why was Joe Biden involved?
Well, dude, that meme you sent yesterday, where he's got the brown pants and he goes, Biden shit in my pants. Wasn't that great? It's Trump on the golf course with white trousers and his ass.
It was Biden
He's got his arm around his friend. He's like, Biden shit my pants. Goes, I know, buddy. Let's get you a pair of dark pants. It's comical, but it's also scary because
it's true. Because it's true.
What if he becomes like Hitler status. Maybe that's sensational.
I'm going to say this again. No, you're not.
Like that
you're not wrong. Because look at the again. I'm a history major.
It's the same strategy.
Look at how Hitler rose to power. Look at what it's unbelievably similar. It's unbelievably similar.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's similarity.
And then this is how pathetic Joel and Chris are. Joel and Chris, when I told them how many times, because he crashed the economy, Donald Trump bankrupted the economy, bankrupted 6 companies, 4 casinos. They're trying to defend.
That's not a sign of bad.
Not a sign of bad business. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, and that's what I was like. Look,
this is trouble.
If it's not bad, it's unsuccessful.
So Brian's brother starts. He goes, "I'll post some things from this article that shows that filing bankruptcy has nothing to do with whether or not it was a well-run business." And I said, "Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Filing for bankruptcy can be the right thing for a business owner to do.
But to get to that point,
you fucked up.
You fucked up.
Somebody fucked up.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Well, it was him.
Yeah, somebody did.
And his explanation for it is even better when he goes, "Well, why did you think it was?" Because they fact checked that it was 6. He kept trying to say, "Yes."
Smells delicious.
He kept trying to say it was 3.
It is.
So then Donald Trump tells, this is true also. He tells the world, "Well, I thought it was because it was the same company 3 times. It counted as 1."
Yeah.
That was the defense. That my son gives a better defense when he takes the last fucking cookie out of the cookie jar and he walks by me with it. And then he tries to tell me he didn't take it. He gave a better defense than what you just heard. And he's 11. So this is the problem, okay? And look, I love Joel. He was a Marine. He served this country. My uncle was a Marine. My grandfather was a Marine. They wouldn't take me in because of my broken neck. I went for the Marines, but because of my broken neck, they wouldn't even take me. So that's how highly I think of the Marine Corps, okay? Joel's a Marine. I love him for that. But Joel, I keep saying this. I'm going to say it again right for you. You took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and you need to take a whiff right now. Because the biggest threat to this country, believe it or not, is not even China. It's our own commander-in-chief.
And he is fucking his little group.
Everybody around him is telling.
He says.
Yeah, there's no one to tell him he's wrong. I kept saying that it would be worse this time because the guardrails were gone. Everybody that would stand up to him is gone. So why would this be worse? Look at what has happened in 10 weeks, America.
A lot of bullshit.
You can't. I said, and I gave Joel a rest. I said, Kamala Harris would have never fucked things up like this. No fucking way. She was never a threat to the Constitution.
All you had to do was do nothing.
And then I said to Joel, and then I said, Joel, let me help you out. And I said, hey, watch this, guys.
Somewhere.
Yeah. I said, hey, watch this, guys. I said, Joel, I'm going to ask you a question. You have to make this choice. These are your options. Take everything out of it. One's a lawyer. One's a felon. Go.
Yeah.
I said, watch this, guys. And then Joel came.
What did he say to that?
It's not even. It's just. It's like
he just started an argument.
He just started another argument. I'm like, Joel, you never answered the other question because you know the answer already. If you would know nothing about politics, if you can't read beyond the 5th grade, but you know what a lawyer is, and you know what a convicted felon is, okay? What's the choice? Mm-hmm. It's not. It's a no. It's a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. It's a no-brainer. What if that was a billionaire white guy who happened to be a lawyer? I guarantee you he wins.
She's stepping out in suits with J's on out of the limo. She had the cool factor too.
If it was, I got news for you. If that was a rich white guy and not Kamala Harris, he wins this thing 85 to 15.
Absolutely,
he wins every fucking state. But because it was
immediately everybody goes
like a JB Pritzker guy, like that guy, like JB Pritzker, somebody like that.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's just everybody looked at her.
She's got to be cool.
Everybody I talked to. Mm-hmm. Who wasn't, a Democrat? She's not qualified.
She's not qualified.
But why is he?
She was the vice president. Let me put this way.
Here's the thing. He was already president and didn't do a good job.
He got impeached twice.
What the fuck?
He got impeached. Think about this. He's the only president to get impeached twice. Yeah. Twice. Okay. So twice. The other guy was Nixon. You know what he did? This is where he is. That's the company. That's the very small table that Donald Trump sits at. And you thought that this guy, and that's before you get into the 6 bankruptcies and the 34 fucking time convictions and the 3,500 times he's been sued for his business. 3,500. Are you telling me, America, 3,500 people are lying about the same guy? It's the same argument as, are you telling me 26 women are lying about the same? Oh, wait, we're talking about the same guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's that too. And by the way, the one trial that went to court on that, he was found guilty. So he's a convicted rapist. Oh, yeah, you know what? This guy's definitely who we needed. Yeah. This is the president. Not the educated African American girl who came up and freaking had a hard life and actually made something of herself. She wasn't handed $400 million before he took a shit in her first diaper, unlike her competitor.
And then you got some people. Well, she slept her way to the top. What?
That is such a pathetic.
What are you talking about?
Do you know how pathetic you are? If that was your answer,
Donald Trump is
cheated on all three of his wives.
Whoever he was. Why do you give a fuck about?
Yeah, what is that? Clearly, it doesn't matter.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
I mean, she got her way to the vice presidential office of the United States of America. I'd say that's pretty damn good.
Well,
good job.
She was also the elected AG.
If you did sleep yourself all the way to the top.
She was also the elected AD or AG, whatever the fuck, in California.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She got millions of votes.
Yeah.
Let me
She
explain
didn't
this.
fuck all those people for votes.
Do you understand how hard it is to pass the bar? Just to become a lawyer.
Yeah.
Well,
There's no way this
I walked
girl.
past this bar many nights.
Yeah, hard to pass that
tough.
bar. Yeah.
Tough.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, he can speak to this. I mean, he's been there. He's been there. He was there tonight. Shit, he knows. I mean, this woman. Men are so insecure. It pisses me off. Like, I can't be led by a woman. And half of you are afraid of your own wives.
Were you not led by your mom?
Yeah, like I've always felt like.
Yeah, what is that with your mom?
Or your sister?
I've had better success with a lot of leaders that were women. You know,
There is nothing wrong.
Great managers that are women.
Women,
Yeah,
I'm going to say it. But we were talking about Jim Carrey off air. I'm going to talk about it like liar, liar. There's no such thing as a weaker sex. There isn't.
That's because you have big jugs. I mean, your boobs are huge.
I mean, Mama. Jim Carrey, we love you. We love you, Jim.
Man.
Jim, we love you. We just can't. We go all online about Jim Carrey. But the bottom line is, I didn't want to turn this into the political rant. I wanted to turn it into the NFL draft. But God damn it,
Should we stop it and go back?
We're gonna have.
Well,
to.
the problem is once you
Want to see
mention
that super
one
slow
thing,
mo?
It just
once
goes.
it tumbles and.
We still haven't finished the Trump brackets.
Oh, Jesus, we gotta have a show
just for that. This is the thing, and he's been in office 10 weeks.
Yeah.
It feels like 10 years.
So now I can add the insider trading to that.
Oh,
yes,
And that's a one seat.
That's a one seat.
Jesus Christ.
He posted.
I mean, Martha Stewart had to lay down for that.
So that's the thing, and it's so frustrating because that happens, and in the chat I posted, I'm like, this guy's a criminal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Joel comes back and goes, most presidents are.
Yeah, that was his
Like,
answer.
come
That's
on,
such a joke.
dude.
Barack Obama was not a criminal.
Well, he admitted that.
Yeah.
But it's still just like,
Okay.
can't you see what this guy is doing?
He doesn't want to see it.
He's fucking with people. And normal people like me, like you, like anyone who has a 401k, lost a bunch of money in their 401k, he doesn't give a fuck.
No.
Him and his boys just bought a bunch of fucking stock low.
Yeah.
And now they're richer.
Yeah. Like, how much money do you need?
And by the way,
exactly.
You get to that level where you're like,
but here's the problem. The answer, because Chris was like, Chris Kovac, the other village idiot in the chat, Chris Kovac, who goes, well, you should have bought. I'm like, Chris, here's the problem. 65% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. They don't have the money to invest. And then 11% after that, so that leaves about 76% are below the poverty line. So 76% of this is why this guy can't be president. 76% of this country could not invest in that. Could not. They didn't have the money. They had the capital. Couldn't do it. That leaves 24% that might be able to do it.
And even if you had it, like, you don't know for sure what the fuck's going to happen. You could buy and he could do this shit again.
Drop low. Yeah,
the man has been bankrupt 6 times.
It's like they act like, oh yeah, you should have bought. You can't predict what the fuck's going to happen.
Yeah, it's
the reason the market keeps telling me is because that's what's based on predictability. They want consistency. Brian Kovac said it best. They want consistency and predictability. Markets that do this is why this shit goes on, and real people get affected. And you guys don't seem to get that. As they quoted Nancy Reagan. I didn't give a shit about. I didn't believe in gays until my sister came out. I didn't believe in cancer research until my husband got it. I didn't like it goes down this, and this is Nancy Reagan. It goes Republicans until it hits you in the face. You don't care.
Man,
it's so fucking true. It's
Reagan
so fucking true.
Reagan had some truth bombs back in the day.
It's so fucking
as a Republican president.
Yes, he did, and he said this.
Yeah.
Okay,
he said a lot of this.
He said a lot of this stuff because he wasn't really a Republican. He ran on that ticket because he knew he'd win. But the thing is, you can't sit there and go, "Well, it didn't happen to me. It doesn't matter." He's the last Republican
governor of California, I think.
I think it was Ron Reagan.
No.
Yeah.
Arnold was.
Oh, Arnold was. You're right.
He was married to a Kennedy.
Yeah.
There was some help.
Yeah.
A little legacy going on there. Wait, he's married to who?
Like
shit.
that's
He
a
can't be all
crossover.
bad.
Yeah, like Kennedy married a Republican. It's kind of like RFK.
The reason that Arnold
Junior
Schwarzenegger
being a
won that
Republican.
election because he was
Oh.
married to Kennedy.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
blue state, California.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Oh,
were
big
like,
time.
well, that's Kennedy.
Yeah.
The gold standard.
Now
Camel.
RFK's starting. Now he's really getting going.
Oh.
Oh, he is.
I don't know if you
And they're
can
starting to
hear
pull back on him too.
You hearing him? No, but he's been on a
tear.
campaign
He's been on a tear.
talking about how
Yeah.
they're going to figure out autism.
Yeah.
And now Trump's an expert on what causes autism. It's got to be something in the environment. It's got to be a toxin. And RFK's going, by September we'll know what causes autism.
By September.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
Yeah, right.
You will not.
No, you won't.
Like he said, like
you-
September.
Right? Yeah,
You're going to suck.
Exactly.
I can't understand RFK.
Yeah, he talks like, he talks.
So I was like, what did you get shot in the throat? Are you like, are you like DOC from?
Yeah, like,
I don't know what
Maybe.
From like the Dr. Dre
Yeah, Dr.
crew,
Dre
like
crew.
NWA. Like,
Yeah.
are you like? I can't understand you.
I don't know.
He sounds like that. Though.
He
He's
talks like Val Kilmer before he died.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been stunned there before too.
Great
Hasn't
movie,
affected
Top
me
Gun
at all.
Maverick, but bad dub job on the voice. Yes.
Yes.
I was the better fighter. I mean, it's like looks really bad.
Hey, that was the
Dub
best
over.
question of the whole thing. Who's
Yeah,
the best?
he is. Let's not ruin the
That was a great.
Because they had to dub his
That was a
Val
great
Kilmer's voice
scene.
in that movie.
Yeah, they did.
They did like AI in his voice.
Was Val Kilmer in it?
He was.
Yeah. You never saw Maverick?
I saw it, but
He's in it.
Yeah, that's
the
like
whole time.
That's
whole
like one of the
time.
biggest scenes of the
He's the
movie.
reason he doesn't get fired in the first place.
Yeah, he did Tom Cruise.
It was all because of
Iceman took over.
Iceman took over and goes, no, I
And then
want him
he's
here
like,
doing this.
who is
Because
the
he was the
better fighter?
commander of like the 5th Fleet or whatever it was.
But they had to dub his voice over because at that point
Yeah.
it was really bad.
They did.
Gotcha.
So like they used like AI of voices,
Yeah.
multiple voices of his.
You can tell.
But you could tell. I was like, hi, Tom. You know what I mean? It looked like really bad. I was always. You'll see it now and go, oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty bad. Yeah.
I mean, do we finish this and come back for the NFL draft segment?
yeah.
All right,
Oh,
well,
yeah, NFL draft segment. I love it.
Yeah, we have to talk this because shit's been going on this week. Segment 4 coming. Segment 4, I love it. Only on a freestyle.
I mean,
Friday.
look, soccer got canceled for tomorrow. You got
true.
nothing.
Nothing to do.
Nothing.
That's
Nothing
fine.
to do. but
Everything's fine.
It's me
They're
and
having
you.
a great time.
Yoda, Jobu, Bumbu. Bumbu's out.
He's
We're
out.
Bumbu.
He already passed
We're
out.
Bumbu. Bumbu is on empty.
Soto's up.
It's
Anyway,
okay.
segment 3, by the way, the Mets are playing. Okay, segment 3 coming right up.